If you've ever wondered why you have to have a Google My Business account and a Facebook page and a Twitter account and an Instagram and a TikTok and a YouTube channel, then stick around. This episode is for you. Hey there, I'm Jillian Kendrick, and welcome to the Momentum Marketing Podcast. I'm a mama, a wife, an entrepreneur, and a 3-time best-selling co-author. In each episode, you'll get real-world, practical advice and strategies, and maybe a parenting tip or two along the way. If you're ready to create a business that supports your family and your lifestyle, then you're in the right place. Hey there, I'm so excited you're here with me today to talk about multi-channel, why we need a Google account, a Facebook account, a Twitter account, a YouTube account, a TikTok account, all of the accounts to run our different businesses. But before we get started, I want to make sure that you are subscribed to the Momentum Marketing Podcast. So wherever you are, wherever you get your podcast, click the plus button, click the subscribe button, go ahead and subscribe so that you get all of the information and my best stuff at your fingertips right away. Now we're talking today about, I guess we could call it multi-channel, right? Like there's two different ways in terms of like business and marketing that you can look at what we call multi-channel. So multi-channel in one sense is the marketing. So running your ads and being present on multiple platforms. Multi-channel in a marketing or ad sense can also mean like you're doing email and you're doing text message marketing or SMS and you're doing ads and you're doing social, right? That can be multi-channel as well. But what I'm talking about is actually really, really simple. So let me give you a little bit of story. This great place in our town just opened up brand new for kids to go and play in. And it's really awesome. We went once, my son loved it. And because he loved it so much, one day on like a rainy day where we couldn't go out to the park, I was like, hey, we should go back to that place. It was super cute. He had such a great time. What are their hours? When are they open? I didn't know offhand, of course. And I went to Google to look them up. Now, it's pretty commonplace, I think, nowadays to say, okay, I want to know a business's address or phone number. I'm going to Google it, or I'm going to ask Siri or Alexa or whoever to look up this information and give it to me. Well, it just so happens that this particular place is brand new and they don't have a Google My Business account. And that was kind of frustrating to me. Like, I need to know this information. I go to the one place where pretty much the rest of the world goes to get their information from, and it's not there. Come to find out, they're a very, very new business and they just don't have that yet. And honestly, if you haven't done it, the process to set up a Google My Business listing is a little bit clunky. I think it's as good as they can make it because in one way they have to verify the information, but in another way it can be a little clunky where you have to click on a thing and do this and that and then wait for a postcard and so on. So because they didn't have a Google My Business listing, I was sitting there going, okay, well, how do I tell what their hours are? And this was like a Sunday, like mid-afternoon. And I was thinking, well, if they're not open on Sunday, I don't want to drive 20 minutes, a half hour, whatever it is, to go and find out that this place is closed. And my son, who's almost 3, is very aware, right? He's very, very aware of when we drive somewhere. He's like, car wash, door park, blue park, grocery store, He knows where things are. And so I can't just drive him to this place and then it's closed and then I have to be the bad mom while he's crying, trying to explain that we can't go to this place. So I was trying to figure out, okay, well, if they don't have a Google My Business listing, where else can I find this information without just driving there and potentially making my kid very upset? And then I remembered, oh yeah, they have a Facebook page. Okay, so I jump on Facebook real quick and then there's the information. But it made me realize that there's a reason we do multi-channel, whether it's multi-channel for passing information, multi-channel for, posting on TikTok, and then it goes to Instagram, and then it goes to Facebook or Twitter or wherever. multi-channel in terms of doing email marketing and SMS marketing and running ads and doing organic and SEO, right? There's a reason that we have multi-channel. And the reason is you want to meet your customers at the point of where they want to get their information from. Very obviously, living in America, in a nice neighborhood, I will be the first person to raise my hand and say, yes, I live a privileged life, and it is not asking too much to Google something, not get the answer, and then go on Facebook to get the answer, right? Like, life is not that hard. Thank God it's not that hard. But the point is that if I hadn't thought of, oh yeah, their information is on Facebook, maybe I would have just looked at Google and said, oh, well, they don't have it. I don't know. I guess we can't go anywhere. And then that's it. The point that I'm trying to make is that if you make it more arduous, more difficult, if you put too many steps or too many layers or barriers in between what the customer or what your client or what your end user wants and the thing that they're looking for, you make it more difficult for them, they are less likely to take action. And it doesn't matter what the action is, if it's subscribing, if it's buying, if it's finding out your hours, if it's getting your phone number so they can call and ask a question. It literally does not matter. If you put too many barriers in between you and them, or them and the information they want, or them and the result that they want, or them and the service or product that they're looking for, you will lose those customers. Period. That's the game. That's how it works. It's not that difficult. So from our perspective as business owners, I think it's easy to be like, oh yeah, I put my hours on my Facebook page. It's all good. They're there. People can go look for them if they want. They're on the Facebook page. But we forget from the consumer standpoint that consumers are going to go to where they want to receive that information from. So if you are a brick and mortar business, you should have a Google My Business listing. You should have a Yelp listing. You should have a Facebook page. You should have a Twitter account. Even if you don't post anything on Twitter, have it there right in your profile, what your address is, what your business name is, what your hours of operation are, what a good phone number it is where somebody can contact you is going to be. It's not about using Twitter just to make tweets or using TikTok to post, 30-second videos. It's about meeting your clients, your customers, your prospects, your subscribers, and giving them the information that they want, where they want to receive it. So if I want to go to Google, I want the business that I'm looking for to be on Google. If I'm on Facebook, I want the business that I'm looking for to be on Facebook. For anyone listening to this who has an online business like I do, sure, I have a business address where all of my letters and legal documents and all of that stuff goes. But it's a UPS address, it's a UPS box. I don't have a physical address where I can meet clients. I am definitely not inviting people to my house, just maybe someday, but not anytime soon. So one of the uncool things about Google My Business is unless you have a physical address where you actually have the capacity and the space to meet people, whether that's an office or a meeting room or something like that, you can't have a Google My Business listing, which I think really stinks. If you're listening to this, you should have an online version of Google My Business, just saying. So that's not really cool for those of us business owners that have businesses that are 100% online. But for anybody who has a brick and mortar, it's great because when you set up your Google My Business listing, it actually adds to your SEO and your credibility, and you'll get ranked higher just by virtue of having a Google My Business listing. If you're an online business where you also have an office, there are plenty of those, right? You can still have a Google My Business listing, and I would highly, highly recommend it. So that's my point. Consumers, customers, clients, subscribers, followers, leads, prospects, they want the information the way that they want it, and they want it from where they want it. This is why doing multi-channel, whether it's ads, whether it's putting information out there, whatever you're doing, they want to consume that where and how and when they want to. So you, as the smart business owner, needs to be on top of it and ahead of the game. So your action items for today are to write down a list of all of the places that you think you can have even just contact information. Whether you're a brick and mortar or whether you're 100% online, just sit down and say, okay, I can put my contact information, info@yoururl.com, or no, we don't have an address, but you can email us, or here's, you could get a Google Voice phone number that forwards to, or doesn't forward to your cell phone. That way you don't have to give out your personal phone number, or if your CRM comes with a phone number, you can do that too. And if you're interested, I can totally hook you up. But list out all of the places where you can post that information. So if it's your Instagram profile details, or maybe your link tree in Instagram, if it's your TikTok profile, if it's your Twitter profile, if it's a video on YouTube talking, just you talking about, hey, if you want to get a hold of me, this is how you do it. If you have the ability to do a Google My Business listing, I would again highly recommend it, but that's your action item. Take 5 minutes and write out all of the places where your contact info for your business could possibly go and possibly live. And then go and put that information out on those platforms so that if somebody needs to get a hold of you, they can at any time and in any way. And it just makes it so much easier for those prospects, those subscribers, those leads, those clients and followers to get a hold of you and to do business with you. And it also gives you the credibility of showing them that you're on multiple platforms. You're not just only on Facebook. You're not just only on Google. You're not just only on Yelp or wherever else. Make the list, aggregate your contact information, put it together, and go and put those things out on your platforms. That's your action item for today. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of the Momentum Marketing Podcast. If listening to this has brought you value, improved your life, or given you any insight to help you grow and build momentum, then please share this with a friend, and I'll see you in the next episode.